ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಮಿತ್ರರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ no, not for you, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಲಿ ಅದು, ಲೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಿ. ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು, ಏನೇನು ನಾವು ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ to ask for to hand over that accused. That is also very important, that becomes very important. Then specifying the database in which the digital evidence is present. Supposing the database is present in, let us say, Singapore database, though it is a virtual world is also a reality. It is a reality, we agree. When we operate the computers, we feel as if, it is just before your eyes. But we will be somewhere else. When you download something from the computers, some material from the computers, you feel as if you are, it is from your own computers. No, it is not so. There, the access date and material downloaded, the document changed, altered, amended, etc. will all be recorded that we are not aware. That what a criminal or a perpetrator is not aware, we should look for it. That is there lies our investigation skills. That is very, very important in the investigation of cyber crimes. Then it should be authorized by the jurisdictional magistrate upon the request of investigating officer. I think most of our investigating officers, they do not know the format, how to write, how to make a request, make an application before the magistrate. It is not like, making some other application. So I have suggested, I have come out with formats that I have given it to departments. Shortly, I would like to prepare investigators guide to cyber crime. Investigators guide to cyber crime investigation in things like that. I would like to just give it as a sort of guidance to the investigation, how it should be. Even warrant also. Warrant, what normally we application we file should be totally different in respect of the cyber crimes. So that also we have to change. Then the mahazar also, it should be totally different from what you write. You can't just write like a story. It should be in the prescribed format. It should find everything, including whether there was power supply at that point of time or not, and the computer systems details, etc., and what you have seized, and things like that. I have prepared a format for that. Shortly, I think it will reach your hands. Please go through that, because I have taken the assistance of one of my another guru, Mr. Shadaksharappa, who is a gold medalist from Chennai. He has taught computers for almost 20 years and left the teaching profession. Now he is working for a software company. So with his help only, I have designed all those things. Kindly see that those formats are also followed. Then letter must be routed through the diplomatic channels. So this is very much essential. We can't just go like, we have no jurisdiction. Again, that will come to Professor Mohan Ram. and a letter of rogatory must be in a prescribed format. That's what I'm telling. I'll say just send it. If it is not ready, at least I'll send it to IGP Western Range, Mr. Prasad. So I'll ask him, I'll request him to, circulate among yourself. Next, please. Then that country, along with the documentary evidence, that is digital evidentiary data collected by the requested state upon the request made by us, and also such evidence is admissible, yes, and according to under section 65B, this is an amended this section to Indian Evidence Act. And you have to also know that several sections, in different acts have been amended based on Shere committee report. Mrs. Shere was the chairman of the committee. She made two important suggestions. One is short-term suggestions, bringing about short-term suggestions implying to bring about changes, amendments to the existing laws, including RBI Act, then Bank of Books of Accounts Act, and IPC, CRPC. Earlier, the document was only defined under Indian Penal Code. If I am right, it is section 29. Now, electronic document is also included. So these are the areas, and CRPC is included. CRPC is amended, section 150, 166 A and B, and then section 65 B and B of Evidence Act and other related sections are also amended. Under the long-term measure, the Data Protection Act, just like just now Mr. Murthy was mentioning about it. The Data Protection Act, UK has adopted. That is the best in India, best in the country. Since we also follow the common law, I think we need to adopt the Data Protection Act in India. And it has evidential weight under section 65B of the Indian Evidence Act. So more or less I have finished my talk on the investigation, cross-border investigation of cyber crimes. In fact, I wanted to spend more time. Now I have to make way for our Guru, Professor Mohan Ram. Thank you for patiently. I'll send a simplified version of all technicalities, and then I'll make you understand. And if you still, if you need clarification, there are,
Sir. Sir, over to you. The police personnel. And I want to know how many of the police personnel know about computer. And this particular question is not posed to create a humor here, because Dr. IGP has explained very technically. It was acknowledged in the same way by the students, stating that it is very technical. And what exactly is a technical? And our interest towards a particular area, whenever it is lacking, and when that has been explained to us, we say that it is technical. And whatever may be the computer, before I get into that particular jurisdictional aspect of it, I would like to just explain something about this particular computer, so that we all will be knowing what exactly has been explained and what Mr. Dilip said, and later the Hubli bank explained about it, and then now Dr. IGP has said. And then let me come back to jurisdiction. Don't think that I'm going to take the maximum time. Hardly I'll be taking some 25 to 28 minutes. Okay. And this particular cyber is a term used by William Gibson in his trilogy. And before that, I used to chant Shiva Kavacha. In that particular terms are there. Akasha Diksvarupaya. What is that? Akasha Diksvarupaya. So in entire sky, which direction you are talking about? Where is left, right, or south, north in the sky? Sky is absolutely, virtual. There is absolutely no directions. So now the technology has just, made us to think about this particular virtual field. And when I say technology, it is computer. And after all, computer is a tool. It is a machine. This particular computer will not work without power. So many things we talked about. But without a current or a generator, will the computer work? It will not work at all. Crime is a crime whether it is committed in cyberspace or virtual or any other space. Actus non facitrium nisi mensitria. That is what the basic thing you all might have learned. And then now it has become even tort also has just coming near the particular crime. Now I would like you people to understand, or I'm sure most of the youngsters, those who are well versed with computer, may be knowing about it. But I want this particular police personnel to understand how this particular data or field or file, how it is being stored, how it is being transferred, how are we going to just understand whether this particular data or a field or a file is there or not. Everything commences from, you all might have seen a computer, I'm sure. There is input and an output. If you ask the computer, my darling computer, what is 2 plus 2? Immediately you are getting a reply, oh my darling, it is 4. What I'm trying to say is, here, on the input ನೀವು ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಒಂದು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಇದೇನು ಸರ್ ತುಂಬ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ, ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಹೌದು. But how this computer is working? Without power, the computer will not work at all. So here, power is on and power is off. ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಬೇರೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. Off, 0. On, 1. The 0 and 1, it is called bit. Bit means binary digit. B-I-T, bit. Okay? 8 bits equal to 1 byte. 2 to the power of 10 bits equal to 1K, it is called word memory. That is 1024 bits ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಈಗ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ನಿನಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ 15K. ಅದು ಏನು 15K ಅಂದರೆ 1000 ಪ್ಲಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 2 to the power of 10. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 1024 ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರು 24 rupees ಬೇಡ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ 15K ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಯು, on and off. This on is 1 and off is 0. This is 1 and 0 is numerical character. What is a field? Field is collection of these particular characters. These characters are alpha character, numerical character, alpha numerical character ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಆನ್ ಆಫ್ 3 ಸಾರಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೌದಾ. ಬಟ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಯು, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಆನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದೋ ಆ ಟೈಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ billions and billions of transaction is possible. But youngster, when somebody was exhibiting their ignorance with regard to the technology, I want you people to just cultivate a habit of reading. I'm sure that most of you must have heard about the book Digital Fort, written by Don Brown. Don Brown is the same author who wrote Da Vinci Code, Angels and Devils. Please remember. So unless and until you cultivate these type of habits, you may not be knowing the technological development around the world. Okay, so the CPU, the box which is there, that is having memory. And it is having 3 portions. One is called ALU, that is arithmetic logic unit, and second one is control, and third one is memory. So I do not want to just, the moment you say, my darling computer, what is 2 plus 2, it is going to the control. ಆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಇದು ಅರ್ಥಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅರ್ಥಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಇವೊಂದು ಹೈಟ್ 3 ಇಂಚು, ಅವನದು ಹೈಟ್ 4 ಇಂಚು, ಯಾವುದು ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಓಕೆ, then the same thing is coming out in the form of an output, or it is stored in the memory. Memory ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್? ನೆನಪಿರ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಮೆಮರಿದಲ್ಲಿ 4-5 ವೆರೈಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. One is RAM, that is my name, RAM, RAM, okay? That is random access memory. Another is ROM, ROM, read only memory. ಇವತ್ತು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಡ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಕೇಸರಿ ಬಾತ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಅವಲಕ್ಕಿಂದ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕು ಮರ್ತು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಸರ್, ಏಪ್ರಿಲ್ 14 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಸಾಲೆ ದೋಸೆಯಿಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಏಪ್ರಿಲ್ 14 ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಜಯಂತಿ, ಮಸಾಲೆ ದೋಸೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಇಸ್ ಯು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, ಬಟ್ 2 days ಬಿಫೋರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಏಟ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್. So whenever certain things are in your memory for a short term, it is random access. And whenever certain memories are there for long term, it is read only. Anytime it can be stored, it can be retrieved. So any digital, whenever you just use your computer and whenever you just give a command delete, don't think that particular entire records are deleted. No. Always there is a digital track. That's what, morning, some of the speakers, they explained. It is not going out of the particular system at all. It can be retrieved. My purpose is to make you understand all this particular data. Data is, after all, collection of files. File is, after all, collection of field. Field is collection of characters. The characters is 0 and 1. The 0 and 1 is again on and off. So this fantastic. Now even our mic will not work, of course. Instead of that, if you just go a little more closer to that, if you just try to see the more and more hours local at all, it is international. When I am an international law student, in that international law we got public international law and private international law. So private international law has become a public international law now. The reason is, when a person go out and marry, or when a person's nationality is decided on the principles existing in that particular country, I don't know, most of the law students may be knowing about it, jus soli and jus sanguinis principle. Blood relation will provide you nationality, and birth will give us not obedient to anybody. Political definition. Sovereign is a person or a body of persons. It enjoys the obedience of others, not obedient to anybody. When a situation comes in this particular virtual space or cyberspace, when there is a problem, and we always look into our civil procedure code, there the jurisdictional aspects are covered in very nicely. That is, where exactly commission has taken place, where exactly this particular who all are affected. Similarly, even in your CRPC, jurisdiction has been covered. Even in your IPC, jurisdiction is covered. All this particular thing is IPC, Indian Penal Code, only in your area. But this crime, a fellow who is sitting in Bahrain and then he's giving a command, and then in Tirthahalli something is happening, and then what exactly, how are we going to tackle this? Where are we just going to, look into that? So invariably, after having found the increment in netizens' positions, when I say netizens, the people, citizen, we all are citizens of India, netizen who know how to just use the net world, okay? That is, they are called netizens. You know, this new word has been coined out. Americans are very, very famous for just coining out new words. Now, the question before us is citizens versus netizens. When they commit a mistake, that particular mistake, so many people said it is borderless. Borderless things are there. There is no need of any virus or any particular, unlawful activity to be transferred from one nation to another nation. It is very, very simple. The button is threatening to press by itself. That's what Rajiv Gandhi said during Delhi Declaration. Similarly here also. What I would like to know, project here is, whenever the law is ambiguous, or whenever the law is not in the position to solve the problem, where we will go? We go to the court. The court cannot say that there is no law, munde hogi, edangilla. Court has to just find out a solution. In judicial process, we always talk about the judges, do they make law? Or whatever they have made, is it law? Because we always follow the definition of law. Law is the command of the sovereign enforced by sanction, is given by Austin. We, the common law countries, invariably we would like to just follow the Britishers because, out of it. But that particular hangover is still there. That is the reason we are invariably finding difficult to find out solutions. However, the judges ought to just find out some solutions. So when the law is inadequate, we just try to look into the judiciary. Hey, what type of judgment these people have given? I'm sure most of you can recall Donegal versus Stevenson. In the Donegal versus Stevenson case, the manufacturer is ultimately responsible for the end user. That is a sort of, should I say, dictum allado, ratio decidendi is manufacturer is ultimately responsible for the end user. What was the law prevailing at that time? At the time, privity of contract. Stevenson said, hey, who is this Donegal? No, node illa kano. ಅವಳು ನಂದು ಜಿಂಜರ್ ಬಾಟ್ಲ್ ಕುಡಿದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಳ ಇದೆ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಿ